I like engaging with atheists because even though sometimes they come back with insulting and like rude things, they always open the door for dialogue, which I appreciate, and a lot of people don't engage in that way. So this person in particular is trying to bring up some type of error in the Quran, and he brings up the idea of a sperm coming from between the backbone and the rib. Just comment on the internet now, and it's just showing people that they can't read, because the Quran does not say that. It says, let the human being see what he was created from. From a gushing fluid he was made. It was extracted from between the backbone and the rib. It. So there's two antecedents here that's possible. The word it could refer to the human being, which is the stronger opinion. And that's obvious, right? That the human being, when they're in the womb, are between the backbone and the rib. Then the second thing is that it could refer to the gushing fluid, which is not sperm, by the way. It is a gushing fluid. And the semen of the human being, which comes out of the human being, is made of sperm and seminal fluid, right? The fluid portion comes from the pituitary gland, which is between the backbone and the rib. So it's still an accuracy to say that the fluid comes from that area, but the stronger opinion, I think, is that it refers to the human being himself. The second thing he mentions that the sky is a solid dome. That's not what the translation says. It says it's a protective dome. And there's no question that the sky is a protective dome. I mean, the debris falling into the atmosphere burns up before it hits us, more or less. UV rays are blocked by the ozone layer, right? You have the magnetism of the earth, which protects us from different types of radiation coming from the sun and from other bodies, right? And so there is a lot of shielding that the sky is doing that's keeping us alive right now. So there's no question that that is true. And the last thing, I actually haven't heard of that, so I'll have to look into that one also, but I'm sure there's an explanation there. But now it's your turn. Can you explain how the Quran mentions that the heavens are expanding, the universe is expanding? Can you explain how the Quran mentions that there's a singularity? The heavens and earth were once a singular feature, and then they were split asunder. Can you explain how the Quran mentions that honey comes from the stomachs of bees? Or how there are sub-ocean waves when Allah says that there's clouds above waves above waves? Or how Allah says that the clouds are heavy? And this is not something that's obvious and apparent to the people of that time. How He says that the Dead Sea is the lowest land elevation. How the Quran acknowledges the relativity of time when Allah says that one day with Allah is like 1,000 years with you, meaning time runs at different speeds with different people. Or how the Quran says that the universe is 6 days old and the earth is 2 days old, and the earth is exactly 1/3 the age of the universe.